Hey everyone, it's Miss Queen Crypto, and I'm back again for another installment of Friday Block Talk here on the Embily channel. I'm back home. I'm a little bit tanner. Had a great vacation last week, so things are going well. Took a break from looking at the markets for a little bit, and I think that was very good for my mental health, but you do you. We're all just trying to get through it. Humor, laughter is the best medicine, and I don't know, scrolling through Twitter the past couple of days, there's definitely been a lot to laugh at. People are being quite funny, so love to hear it. Today I wanted to do an episode discussing the different types of storage options you have for Bitcoin. And so like the differences between hot and cold storage and why people prefer one or the other and the differences in like the security aspects. So with that, let's get into it. Firstly, I think it's important to discuss what a wallet actually does and why we talk about wallets and why they're so important in this conversation and just when we're talking about crypto in general. So I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin in particular, like specifically, just because that's what I know the most about, so I can feel the most comfortable discussing what a Bitcoin wallet does versus like an Ethereum wallet or another crypto. But basically, the purpose of the wallet is to hold your keys for you. Because the key is like a long string of numbers and letters, it's not easy to memorize, and it's also not easy to replicate. You want to be able to store it in a secure place that is encoded and you can feel safe with it, because if you have the private key, you can send the crypto. You can receive the crypto with the public key, and that's why people will put their public keys like in their Twitter bios just in case people want to send it to them. But your private key is like the signature to actually send it off. So if the data that holds your private key is breached, then you're in a lot of trouble, because that means that people can access and send the Bitcoin you have. Now, the wallet doesn't actually store the Bitcoin itself because you can't really store anything. There's nothing to store. But it's more like saying that you have the right to this Bitcoin, and then you're able to send it if you have the information from the private key, if that makes sense. If you want to read more on that, I totally recommend the Mastering Bitcoin book. They go really, really in depth on the different wallets and stuff, and I'm definitely going to be referencing a lot of material from that book, but just a little extra tidbit for you. I'm going to start with a discussion on what is arguably the worst method to be storing your keys on, and that's just leaving it on the exchange. Now, when you're leaving it on the exchange, you are way, way, way more prone to data breaches and hackers being able to steal your information, essentially. And we've heard over and over again from exchanges getting hacked and people losing a lot of money through that way. And it's not a secure manner. It's a form of hot wallet storage, but I think it's like an even worse one, because while it's online and while you can trace it on the internet, it's also not encrypted by you, and there's nothing you can really do to make it safer besides take it off the exchange. And that's why so many people are really, really adamant about take your crypto off exchanges the second you get it. I know personally, when I'm trying to introduce someone to Bitcoin and crypto, I tell them the first thing they should do before downloading the app to purchase it. Like before I would say, oh, go download Gemini, I would say download Blue Wallet, so that you have a place that you can send it to once you purchase your Bitcoin. Now, some people don't listen, and it is what it is, and hopefully they don't have to learn that lesson the hard way, but it's a very, very good practice to take it off the exchange, regardless of like the amount it is, just because it's the safer thing to do. And it would suck, regardless of if it's $10 or $10,000, it would still be really upsetting to have that hacked. So that's arguably the worst, and it's a method of storage that I don't think anyone should be utilizing. I tell people that the only time your crypto should be on an exchange is if you're planning on trading it or selling it, but that's besides the point. Not really though. So I'm sure you already knew that, but we have to do our rounds here. So while we talked about wallets on exchanges, I think that hot wallets themselves are a much broader category, and there are things that apply to those exchange wallets that aren't really applicable to the rest of hot wallets. However, one thing is true for both, and they are prone to attacks. They are prone to hacking attacks because they are online. So the hot wallet term comes from the fact it is hot because it's connected to the internet. And so this is good for some people this is good in some applications rather, because it's very accessible. It's easy to send it to. Like your mobile wallet is an example of a hot wallet. And so it's very easy to use. You don't really have to go through many hoops. I can quite literally just scan a QR code with my wallet and I'd be able to either ask for Bitcoin or send Bitcoin to another address very, very easily. There's not many steps that go into that, and you can carry it around with you. You don't have to put much forethought into it. Now again, prone to attack, not the most secure, and so a lot of people are very wary of using hot wallets. And I know it's pretty common for people to have a hot wallet that they really only use for transactions. Like they'll send it from their cold wallet and their more secure storage to a hot wallet where they can then send it anywhere else. But at most points in time, they only keep very minimal to no amount of actual Bitcoin or crypto in the hot wallet itself. In case it does get hacked, then you don't really have to worry about anything being lost. So that's like a technique that I think is very useful and could be good if you want to still utilize a hot wallet. However, when I'm talking about bringing people into the space, I do recommend hot wallets because of that ease. And when you start talking about cold wallets, people can get kind of intimidated because there seems like more of a barrier to actually using that freely. So I recommend a hot wallet, like a phone wallet, like I was saying, because it's definitely more secure than keeping it on the exchange, but it's a good middle where you're also not freaking out about it being too technical or getting scared. So that's the basic sum of hot wallets and why someone might want to use them over a cold wallet. So cold wallets are easily the most secure of all of the options we've talked about, and contrary to what makes a hot wallet, a cold wallet is a cold wallet because it never connects to the internet. There are no internet capabilities, and so it is far more secure from hackers because you can't access it from a secondary location. In order to hack into or to breach the security of a cold wallet, you would actually need to physically be there, and then you'd have to go through the process. So when we're talking about cold storage, we're talking about hardware wallets themselves, paper wallets. They can even be like a secondary computer that never actually connects to the internet, but something that's not going to be breached by internet contact. And this is really special because obviously you can't breach that nearly as easily. However, a lot of those other forms besides hardware wallets have kind of fallen out of favor in recent years, and that's just because of the capabilities hardware wallets have nowadays. Like when we're talking about a paper wallet, yeah, that's great. You've got your private key written down and all that, but if your house burns down, God forbid, then there goes all of your Bitcoin. You have no way of accessing it again. And so that's when we're getting a little bit nervy about stuff like that. And same with the secondary monitor. Things can happen, and if your cold storage option gets destroyed, you're kind of screwed. Now, the reason hardware wallets have grown in popularity is because unlike their contemporaries, they can have features that really make them very durable and special and can kind of give you even more security. I remember in Bitcoin 2021 when I was helping with the Embily booth, we were next to a seller of wallets, and it was really cool. It was like a very durable wallet. It was also like fireproof. They had a lot of really cool features on it, and if you're going to keep a large sum of Bitcoin or crypto on that wallet, you want to make sure that it's safe. You want to be able to have confidence in the fact that it'll actually be able to persevere and you're not going to have to worry about it constantly. So every option has its ups and downs, and honestly I think that the best option for a lot of people is to kind of have a mixture. Keep the majority of your Bitcoin or crypto in cold storage, but hot wallets do have their utilization and their space in this world. So it's all about what works for you and finding that nice balance. But the wallets themselves, it's about what you do with them. It's less about them. So, unless we're talking about hackers, but whatever. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. I really appreciate you sticking around to the end. If you liked the video, please actually like it. And if you enjoy watching these videos, you should totally subscribe to the Embily channel. I'd be very grateful for that. And if you'd like to see more content from me, you can follow me on Twitter at Miss Queen Crypto. But thank you so much again, and I'll see you next week. Bye!